Sing yourself.
Oh yeah!
Scott,
let's get ready to
Scott,
party!
What are you doing?
I'm getting ready to party.
That's not how you do a Scentsy party.
It's the way Scotty does a Scentsy party. Let's rock
Hey
and roll.
everybody, I'm going to make a training video for you guys. Well, it's basically us having fun doing parties. I'm off to go do a party shortly. Don't worry, I arrive looking like this, but I do actually have a change of clothes. Because my first tip is that you always have to look your best.
The party starts at 7 PM, you got plastic surgery at 6 PM. Is that not correct?
Yeah, that's absolutely. And
She's
Scott's
looking beautiful today.
I washed my hair, wow.
Watch out, can I just tell you something? Alexandra, when she gets a compliment, she never like bites back, she just starts smiling. So Alexandra, you're really beautiful. Look at that, look at her blushing. Woo!
Okay, so I'm going to take you, and Mr. Scott is going to compliment me more, and I've lost my train of thought now.
I think I should do the party, you're a mess.
Scott and I are currently discussing whether or not Scott just got a parking ticket.
I did not get a parking ticket.
Scott, what speed were you doing?
I was
not a speeding ticket, not a parking ticket.
I was doing a 30 and a 50.
Kilometres of an hour.
Yeah, 30 and a 50.
Who's paying the fine if you just got fined?
It'll be me paying the fine because I believe it's my bank account.
Oh my god. And how many points have you got now?
There'll be no fine.
Better not be.
Alexandra's nag today.
Oh, we'll include this. I am not nagging at all. You're just not taking it seriously.
Anyway, whoa. I'm looking very tired, not slept well this week. Woo! And clean shaven. Woo! Put it here, Alexandra. And we just want to share with you
Our sunroof that we don't have.
our top tips. What have you put?
That really looks better when I just hold it like this, like that.
Okay, we want to share with you our top tips on
You're
parties.
staring at yourself googly-eyed.
Now.
Come on, give them a party tip.
My biggest tip, now I've done a few parties, and you've got to be yourself. And if you're one of those shy characters, or like me, you're a male going into a big female environment, people love to look after you. People love, when you're shy, they love to help you grow your business, or help you get sales. So
you're saying if you're a man, don't pretend to be a woman?
No, what I'm saying is just be yourself. Be confident, be yourself, be happy within yourself, and there you go. Shabing, shaboom. Your turn.
Wow, that's a brilliant.
Be yourself.
Right.
What's the problem?
My tip is... Oh, look at my spots. My tip is dress comfortably. If you are one of them people that is like...
Alexandra's wearing a bin bag today.
Shut up, I've got my clothes in my thing. Yeah, there's a tip. Do not turn up, if you're going and you got set up and stuff, don't turn up wearing your best bib and tucker. Get changed into your stuff so you're not big and hot and sweaty. Second of all, my...
One tip, Alexandra.
Yeah, well, it's the second part of my first tip, is to... No, you've put me off. Yeah, like... if you wear heels normally, wear them. If you wear skirts, wear them. If you do things in sweatpants, do it in your sweatpants. Basically, turn up at your Scentsy parties how you would feel comfortable. There is no point tottering in on a pair of sky-high heels if you wear flats like me, and you're never going to do stuff like that. And remember, you are going to be nervous, you are going to perspire, so take your deodorant, use it, and try and wear layers so that you can put more layers on if the customer's house is cold, because you never know, and take them off if it's hot.
I thought layers is in Scentsy products.
Yeah, but we don't do deodorant. Now, let's go back to the parking. They're speeding. Did you speed? Okay, guys, so we're here to do Caroline's starter party. And we know we say never bring babies to work, but we didn't have much option. Where are you, pair, going in a bit?
I'm going to have the car upstairs if we don't keep quiet.
We are. Pair of you are. Here's Caroline getting ready. So, this is my display quickly. We keep this really, really simple. We just have a few of the key warmers we want to explain. I put them into groups so that I can say these are the premium warmers. I light up 2, 3, 4 are the best ones, and I make sure that the front covers are on them properly. I put in 2 or 3 cubes into a warmer. I don't put more than that because, quite frankly, I don't want to blast the customers out. If you're in a massive place, then you're going to want to put more on. And pick a nice neutral scent. Don't pick anything with vanilla in it because vanilla can trigger migraines and you don't want that. We've gone for coconut lemongrass because Caroline loves it. Yes, and see, they're all in little collections. So this is my display. It is plain and simple, and we've forgotten to put the scent testers out, so we need to go and do that now. I'm not like nervous or anything because Caroline is like awesome at
once I learn it, I'll be grand. I'm waiting to hear.
You'll be fine. Excuse me, you're sitting down. I'm videoing this because we have a team and it's helpful to let them see that I don't just talk the talk, I walk the walk, and I do actually do parties, and sometimes they're actually good ones. And the reason I am sat down and not standing up and strutting is I had a baby and she was huge, and if you saw my partner, the running joke is, we pity the woman who has his baby at the rugby club. The running joke was, we pity the girl that has his baby because they'll break her, and it's actually true. I'm all broken now, so getting up and wandering around is a painful experience. So, she's 6 months old. You'd think I had her like 3 weeks ago. She's 6 months old, and so I'm not being rude. I'm just so we'll be chilled out. So, hi everybody. I'm Alexandra. I am a Scentsy director. Scentsy Fragrance is an American company. It's a direct sales and party plan company. It came to Ireland 2.5 years ago. Has anybody heard of Scentsy?
We have now.
Really doing quite a bad job, aren't we? No. We have around 60 consultants in the country. They're all doing their own thing to spread the word about Scentsy, and one by one get people to have Scentsy fragrance and products in their home. So the fact that you haven't heard about it, well, that's not a problem, but you have now. Scentsy fragrance started, it's now 10 years old. Potpourri warmers, which are what these are actually based on, have been around in America for quite some time. The company was actually Scentsy, and the change of product to make it wax warmers, so not just for potpourri, was the brainchild of 2 stay-at-home mums, Cara and Colette, who still own shares in Scentsy. They got the product and the business up and running, gave it its name and all its branding and everything, but they didn't have the skill to really get it out there. And so instead of getting it into shops and being able to buy it retail, the price point to get it to retail was going to be so high that it wasn't going to work. So they decided to cut out the middleman. And the idea of party planning is that people like me and Caroline, stay-at-home mums, people with extra jobs and stuff like that, where your shop sellers, where your shop front, and where your middlemen. So we've cut out all the in between, and it's straight from the factory straight to us. So this is my home business. In 3 years that I've been with Scentsy, because I actually joined as the original European consultant, I was consultant 1 for Europe. I've managed to turn this from a small box, which cost £85 when I joined, into a business. It's a limited company. We have 200 near consultants worldwide who we work with. And Caroline is one of our newest consultants, and we're just so chuffed to have her on board because we get to see consultants of all levels, people who've never done direct sales before like myself, and then people like Caroline who have experience, and people like Caroline who have drive and ambition, and it's very exciting. So I'm hoping I don't put her off tonight.
No.
So I've come to talk about the products. I'm actually Scentsy director as well, and what that means is I've worked my way up to be director level. I'm not at the top of the tree yet. I haven't got to the really large income sections. I'm still working on that. I do that by helping people like Caroline start their businesses. But it's good. So in terms of if you see what Caroline and I are doing tonight and you enjoy it and you think, yeah, I quite fancy that myself, or I know somebody that would be great at that, tell Caroline. Don't tell me, but tell Caroline, because this is about me helping Caroline build her business. So we like to put that out there. And do you want to explain why you joined me?
I was looking, as I said, I did Nutrimetics for 18 years. I enjoy working for myself, having my own hours. Because I'm on my own with the girls, I had to sort of work my way around their school and everything else over the years. So a 9-to-5 job just wouldn't have worked for me. So, and I enjoy travelling, so I enjoyed going around the country and meeting new people and getting dressed up, going out for the night, doing my workshops. But it also meant that I met a lot of people all around the country. I had teams of girls down the Wexford, down the East Coast. I had teams in Galway. I had teams of people. But I had a house in every country that I had either sold products to or had used my product. So I knew if I was going to Cork and I got tired on the way, I could ring somebody and say, "Can I pop into you?" You know, I had friends all over the country. It was a nice social network. Will you let that around for me? And it was wonderful. The other thing, I love travel. I would stay in an airplane 24/7, and with Nutrimetics I travelled all over the world. And when I saw this one, I met Alexandra years ago through always having her own businesses. And I was going, this is just back from San Francisco, and now she's just back from Athens and she's in UK. How is she getting all these, you know? And she says, it's through my business.
So
I said, there's a trip coming up now in January to Mexico, a 5-day trip to Mexico.
All expenses paid.
All expenses paid, and it's very doable. So I said, I rang my sister in New York and I said, you're looking for Scentsy people in New York as well. So she's going to start it in New York. So hi, Jer. How are you? Thanks very much for coming in.
Hi, Jer. How are you? Yeah, even I could kick mine off because it got odor eaters in, but it doesn't matter because we have fragrance products, so who cares? So yeah, so I am not going to keep you guys too long because we don't want to do... I always like to see what the mood of the party is and whether we play a few party games and stuff like that, or whether we just kind of talk about the products and then let you do what is the core of the party for me is the smelling. Because the thing that... Sorry, my tummy going. The thing that Scentsy really is based on is that fragrance brings memories. Fragrance triggers things inside all of us. All of you will have smells that trigger good things and bad things. There's a bar that we used to sell, which is coming back, I think, on special offer next month. I don't know why. It's called Weathered Leather. And it is the best-selling bar in Texas. So 26,000 Texan consultants, all selling weathered leather like crazy. And they bring it out here, and I smell it. And I am 3.5 years old, and we are on a trip down to Conway, and I am ready to throw up in the back of the car. So you see, fragrance is so incredible, and I cannot smell like fragrance because I am straight back there, and it triggers those feelings of nausea.
I know there's certain perfumes now where Anisha goes, this always reminds me of Tenerife, or this reminds me of when we went on holidays to such a place.
Exactly, so smell is really... So I would not be encouraging you to buy things like weathered leather, but you may go through these and find fragrances that trigger memories. And the beauty of the Scentsy party and why we enjoy doing them so much is hearing people's stories. Like, Caroline has a smell on at the moment called coconut lemongrass, and for me, coconut lemongrass is a smell that reminds one of my first party hostesses about her honeymoon. So I'm always remembering that, and I remember her because every time I smell it. So I'm just going to explain a little bit about the products that we sell. So we're going to go through the catalogue. Everybody got one? Yeah. Yay. Cool. And we can eat the chocolate that we bought for prizes later. So I will explain what is a Scentsy warmer. Because you guys... Geraldine, have you seen... No? Do you know what
she's only heard about them?
Yes. There you go. So you're a newbie as well. This is good. Okay, so the way that our product works is that we release fragrance into the air, as much or as little as you can stand, using a very simple product. It's electric. I have to say that at the start because we assume people understand that this is something you plug in, and actually they don't, because you look at these and you think of it being like a very large oil burner. And I will do my talks and people will come and ask me if they unscrew the bottom to put the candle in. And I just think, I didn't do a very good job.
I also got the reaction some people said when I said plugins, they thought they were like the Airwick plugins.
Oh, yeah.
So,
We don't like to rubbish. We know that you guys will know things like Yankee and you'll know your Airwicks, and they're your point of reference. And we don't want to rubbish any of the brands. We are an alternative. We are a solution to things like when you love your candles but you have young children, and therefore the candle goes out the window, not literally. But you know, this is child safe because of the way it works. So it's a very simple concept. You know that ceramics, like the Ceracraft bowls, distribute heat very evenly. So we use a very simple system. The warmer is a sealed unit, has little feet on the bottom, so you can sit it on any surface and it's not going to go through it, because this pit does not get hot. I say that because when you sometimes have candle and burner products, it does literally just that, and it can go through things. We had one girl put a tea light on top of a TV. Why? But there is a ridiculous
jars, candles you try to move and they're very hot.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah. So this one you don't have to worry, it's not hot. Sealed unit, you get a colour coordinated, and this matters to a lot of people, plug. Choice of black or white, we get a colour coordinated plug that goes in the back. So the colour for this is white, surprisingly. An on-off switch. I don't know why, because you can also take the cord out. But this is all to do with safety features, and it has to be built this way. These are all compatible, safety tested across Europe. So you can plug it in and switch it on. Personally, I never turn mine off. Other people like you were saying, you don't want fragrance all the time. I would just suggest that you would plug it in, switch it on, leave it on for half an hour, maybe an hour actually, leave it to really warm up, let the fragrance go out and turn it off. And that would be enough probably to keep the fragrance in the air for maybe 3, 4, 5 hours. It depends what you use. So we have a heat pad here, and this brings up the heat. It's like you can come and feel them later if you want at your own risk, but they're not very hot. It's like an iron on a number 2 setting. So if little fingers touch it, they're going to go up, and they're going to get scalded more by you telling them off than anything that this product is going to do to them. And it has that symbol that says this is hot, which is a real surprise, because when we first started selling them here, we got complaints that they weren't working properly. Now, how you can possibly think that this goes like this? But seriously, we had customers that, so we put this on top so they knew this is the hot bit. So you pop this on, plug it in, heats up through here, pop this on top. Takes about 20 minutes to half an hour, because what you put on is your Scentsy cube. So I'm just going to put this here so I don't smash it. So this is your Scentsy bar. You get 8 pieces, you open it, break it like a little bar of chocolate. So you take out a cube, pop it on. I would suggest you use 1 to 2 cubes. What I say is start with 1, and if it's not strong enough, pop a second one in. As you were saying, fragrance and the strength of it. We have all 80 plus different fragrances here. So there are some that are very, very strong, with lots of musks and ambers in them, and they're going to last a very long time and be very heavy. There's some very delicate ones like white tea and cactus, which are very backgroundy fragrances. So there's something for everybody. So 1 or 2 cubes, pop it in the warmer and leave it, and that's it. Now for a lazy person like myself, or a busy mother as I now have to call myself, this works great because I don't turn mine off, and I know they're safe, and when I come in, the fragrance hits me. I don't get dirty nappies. Like we had a rent inspection yesterday, and I just put some new banana berry. I would suggest you find banana berry, it's lovely. I put my banana berry on, and I was just like, it doesn't matter if I haven't hoovered because my house smells good. And honestly, if you go into somebody's house and it's spotless, but it smells a bit, you notice, don't you? And you're kind of a bit, if you go into somewhere which is kind of lived in, and it smells great, you kind of don't notice as much. It really is psychological. A good smell is a good thing to have, and when I open the door, I feel more confident because it's very nice. It's good in the hallway. So how does our scent bar differ to candles? Well, for a start off, this melts at a very low temperature. This is what Scentsy is all about. The fragrance product melts at 56 degrees, so your armpits right now are probably, I won't get you to touch them, it smells, but they're probably warmer than the tops of these candles because our body temperature is around the same. So 56 degrees, so you're not going to get a burn when you touch them. Oh, we locked him out.
No, let him in the door.
No, we were mean to the kitty. The kitty wants to come in. Secondly, how this differs to candles is the amount of fragrance inside them. Scentsy is all about fragrance, and it's all about giving you the best value for money. When you buy your expensive candles, and we all like good quality candles, say your Joe Malones, which are like a fortune, aren't they? I can never afford to buy those, even on my massive Scentsy wages. You are getting, whether you buy a Joe Malone or you buy a Penny's candle, you are getting 5% of fragrance oil within that candle. You cannot have any more. It doesn't matter what anybody tells you, because there's a European standard called REACH, and that is the amount of fragrance oil you can place in any object which is burnt. Which is, the reason being is that if you put in any more, first of all, it won't burn properly, and second of all, it becomes toxic. So, Scentsy bars differ and melts differ because you can put around 20% of fragrance oils in, which is why when I opened this version earlier, still doing it, you have sweat on it. That's fragrance oil. This is actually a really old bar which is just in the bottom, and I don't know why, but it's so hot it is sweating fragrance oils. So a difference between a candle and a Scentsy bar is that these are about 20% of fragrance oils. So you're getting a lot more of what you want, which is fragrance, for the money that you're paying. And that's where you come to the other difference, is cost. Now, when we look at getting a Scentsy, which is a Scentsy warmer and then the wax bars as a pack, you're talking at between around 43 to around 60 euros, depending on which style you want and how many fragrances. And people go, ooh, that's a bit expensive for a candle. I understand that. But for that, you're getting your warmer, which is going to last you. Whereas your candle isn't going to last you, because once you set fire to it, that's it. And you're left with a hollow jar, or you're left with a pile of wax. You're left with nothing. Whereas with your warmer, you can use it again. All you need is your top-ups. Now these candles, because of the way that they're warmed and not burnt, will last 3 to 4 times longer than your average well-known jar candles, which are costing 25 to 28 euros for the decent ones, not the ones that you find in Home Store and more, and I'll explain about those in a minute. So that's the comparison of candle. So we're getting 3 to 4 times longer from one of these. Now that's for an average user. If you are a fragrance head, then you're going to go through them faster, but you're not going to care, because these cost €6.25, and if you buy 6, you pay 31 euros for 5 and get 1 free. So you're not going to care how much you lash on. This is where you save your money, in the fact that for the cost of 2 of your really gorgeous large jar candles, which personally I had to save up for to get, you're getting a warmer of your choice and 3 different fragrances. I think that is really good value for money.
And they're reusable, because once you get tired of the scent, you can pour it back into your container.
That's it. And the reason we do 3 fragrances in the pack, and you can pick 3 different ones, or you can pick 3 the same if you love something and only that. I have a girl that will only use blueberry cheesecake. That's her choice. You can pick 3 different ones, and the reason is you need to swap and change, because Scentsy is one of the products that you, like a candle, you blow it out, so you have a rest. With Scentsy, in the main, it ends up getting stuck on. So it's on when you come home from work, and it's on the next morning when you get up. So you get what's called anosmia, which is where your nasal passages switch off, your memory reflex switches off. It helps us to deal with things like, I used to work in a fish factory, and if I didn't have anosmia, I would not have been able to work there. So after a while, you just get used to the smell, and you can't smell it. So anosmia is great sometimes, but not when you want a nice candle product. So the way that we get around that is we swap and change the fragrances. I will use a cube, and I will swap it every 3 days on average. Or normally when I kind of go, oh, I walked in my house and I couldn't smell my banana berry anymore. The way to swap it, super easy. You'll notice we've already used this here. You just pick it up and pour it back in. And that's it. And you just close it up and use a new bar. So super clean and easy. Wipe out the dish. Just chuck it away, or dishwasher it if you want. I don't dishwasher them because I don't want to risk smashing them. And they are still porous slightly here on the bottoms. And they cost 12 euros each to replace. And I just don't want to risk it.
I just wiped it with a tissue because it was still liquid.
You're really good. I don't even bother wiping them out anymore. I just kind of pour them back into the
I read
box.
somewhere where some girl found a new way. She said that when she did come to the end of it, after a few days using it, and she poured it into the bin, her kitchen bin, she said every time she flipped the lid of the bin, she got this gorgeous
spray. We
because I
tried
find
it.
when you're putting the end of cat food into the bin, you get this horrible smell after an hour or two.
No,
and I'm constantly changing the bag.
That's
so
what you need to be doing.
putting it in.
Pouring it
It's
into,
a really
but it
good
does,
idea.
because I did it, and we had one, and we took out the things and we threw them away in the bin, and I opened it today and it's like, wow, because it's nice and sunny. It's like, my bin smells great. So yeah, so you just pour it back, seal the box, and away you go. Now I've lost my train of thought.
Sorry.
So, no, ask me a question, it'll trigger me back again. Do you know when after babies, it's true, you get that whole baby brain?
Some of your brain cells disappear.
Yeah, my brain cells are completely gone. So, your Scentsy candle bar, €6.25, loaded with fragrance. The other beauty of these is, and we're not rubbishing candles because we all like candles. I like them too. I have the church ones now, so I get the candle ambiance, but I don't get the smell because I'll be honest, I used to like them and they were never strong enough. And then I got the oils and the oil burners, and they were never strong enough. And if they were, my worst habit was buying a beautiful burner and then it would crack. With these, there's nothing in this one, but you can put them on and it won't crack if there's nothing in it. When you have it on, the stuff does not evaporate. So you will not burn this stuff out. It will never evaporate. It does not.
He wants to come in. He likes company. He knows rooming. He's like a child.
He's like a boy. It will never evaporate, so it's not going to end up in your lungs, on the curtains, anywhere else, because I'm sure you don't, when you're burning your candles, think, where does that end up? Oh, he wants to come and smell my bag because my cat will be in it. You never think, like, where is my stuff, etc. You know, where's my candle gone to? Well, it's gone lungs, curtains, everywhere, up in the air. It's gone up in soot and what we would term toxins. These don't. These, you see them, they're on. You need to be careful if you go near the ones that are on, because we stupidly didn't use a red wax, which normally lets you see that they're in there, because most people end up pouring it on themselves. These are perfectly safe. No soots, no toxins, nothing coming off them. For asthma sufferers and migraine sufferers, they will use these products because nothing is coming off them. If anybody is sensitive to fragrance, in particular suffers headaches or migraines in general, do not buy anything with vanilla in it. Come and see me, because I know it's really weird. You would think that vanilla would not trigger because it's such a gentle fragrance, but actually vanilla is a huge trigger of migraines. And we advise all our customers, if you in any way feel that way, do not go near them. So if you are and you do want to buy the products, come and see me. There are other particular bars which I would steer you away from, because sometimes when you smell fragrances, you get that tension. Has anybody ever had that? When you put something on and you just get that tension just there. It's just going to be something in particular which is in the fragrance. Now, candles are made up of ours are made up of 3 different types of fragrancing. We use essential oils where possible, and where reasonable. We're not going to kill a musk deer in order to get the musk out of its antlers and things like that. That's ridiculous. We're going to manufacture that. So that's going to be synthetic oil. And then we're also going to use fragrance oils, which is where we're going to have crushed up gazillions of oranges. Gazillion is a measurement, isn't it? Gazillions of oranges. But because it's a seeded product, because it's a seeded fruit, you cannot ever get that much fragrance out of them. So you have to add in a booster. So those are your fragrance oils. You will find synthetics and fragrance oils in all products that you use. If you manage to live life without encountering them, then that's incredibly difficult, because it's in your deodorants, it's in your washing powders, it's in absolutely everything. We do use sole fragrance oils in some stuff, and in other stuff will be boosters. So I know that's a common question I get, what is in your bars. In terms of what are the bars actually made out of, we use food grade paraffin wax. We use food grade because things have to be edible for some strange reason. Because these are made in America, the standard is that it has to be covered by the FDA, and therefore it's the fact that if it was ingested it wouldn't poison you. There is competition sometimes when we release the peppermint one. People have actually tried it. I have tried it. And it does taste pepperminty. So there you go. So it is safe. Paraffin wax, yes. People know you will get toxins and things from burning paraffin wax, and they say, you know, oh, you don't want paraffin wax. Paraffin wax is normally present in in church candles. They're often made of the paraffin wax, and then they have a mixer inside them to make them rigid. We don't worry about the issues of paraffin wax because we do not set fire to the stuff. If you were to use them in a burner, which would raise the temperature to around 500 degrees, then you are going to go and see vapour coming off. And that's the fragrance being burnt away. And when you put your candles on, you see the vapour coming off, which turns into soot. That's your fragrance disappearing. Whereas with these, it's a very low temperature. You can't see anything coming off. So the fragrance is evaporating slowly. Only the fragrance comes out of them. The wax always remains the same. And that's where we get to the final bit, which is temperature. Does anybody know how hot a candle is? Like the one behind you.
I burn my hands constantly trying to light the Yankee ones, and I constantly burn.
Moving a lit tea light. I mean, why? And we go and we know what we know it's going to hurt, and we still go, oh, no, I won't burn myself this time.
Yeah.
Anybody got any idea? Okay, I'll give you a clue. These, when we go through the kiln, these are all kiln fired, and we do have a video on how they're all handcrafted, but kiln fired, these are 800 degrees centigrade. So do you think a candle is hotter or not as hot?
No, in around 100ish over.
Yeah? So like a boiling cup of tea?
A bit hotter than that.
Okay. Candles burn at approximately 1,500 degrees.
Jesus.
As in the flame.
As in the flame. It's 1,800 degrees, that blue centre. It is astronomical how hot these things are, and we have them around and we have them all day and we're used to them, and you know, we've used them ever since the caveman came up with the flame and then decided to, you know, use the tallow animal fat. That's how it happened. They used tallow animal fat and they stuck reed in to make the wicks, and lo and behold they had the candle. The fact is that they stank because if you burn animal fat. So your man down the road would have had this awesome candle, but nobody wanted to come into his house because it basically stank like weathered leather. It would have just made you heave. So scented candles have only kind of been around since... scented candles took off in the 70s, believe it or not. This is when the whole scenting idea came along. So from the caveman we've got to this modern point here, and that is the Scentsy warmers. All of your warmers you see, we make them from 3 different products. So we use ceramics, so dolomite. We don't have any dolomite ones here. It looks like almost plastic, almost like a plastic. Then the plain ceramics, plain-based baked ceramics. And then we have these guys here, and these are the porcelain ones. And the porcelain ones, everybody loves the glow. So we've managed now to find a way to make them glow from top to bottom. You'll notice that these, we have 3 ranges. So we have the element warmers as you go through your catalogue. The element warmers have, they're on page 23 and 22. These are really cute. These are your cheapest ones. So that's a starter. These are your starter models. I actually happen to think they're gorgeous. I
like the stone.
Some
I like
of our better
that one
ones
looks aluminium.
Yeah. These are really cool, and these are great gifts. So here you'll see, and you can come up and feel them. I invite you to come and touch my Zen stone warmer. It is very, very cool. It actually feels like a stone. Scentsy's very experiential. It's very much about being able to touch and feel and the fragrances and stuff. So the element warmers are the cheapest ones, and we'll give you the final prices at the end because we can reduce the costs of all of these because we're clubbing everything together. These ones have no lights in them. So if light really isn't an important factor, or if you want it in the bedroom but you don't want the lights, then you can pick a different one. Or in the kitchen, there's really no point having a lit warmer in the kitchen. So that's what we've done them for. Then the next model, we'll go backwards through the catalogue. Every time I do these talks, they're different. I just go with the flow. These are your what's called deluxe warmers. And what that means is we base the price based on how much A, clay we use in them, so size-wise, but B, how much work has gone into them. in terms of whether or not we've had to hand paint them or hand glaze them, etc., and how many times they've been fired in the kiln. The top models could have been fired 3 or 4 times in a kiln and could have taken up to 3 or 4 days to make each individually. So there's a lot of work goes into some of these ones. So these are your deluxe models. Of the deluxe ones, the tilia, and a tilia is actually a lime tree, I discovered. Google's an amazing tool. So your tilia is one of the best sellers. I have to say the flower vine is now a huge seller. So there's something in every price range. I find that the majority of our customers don't shop by their purse, they shop by their home decor. Because it's what goes where.
Yeah, what matches in the house. Like, yeah.
Oh yeah.
We were just talking about that.
Or if with the owl one, whether or not you're into owls and that shit.
She loves that one.
It rocks,
Yeah.
and I like the fact that it's like the top of his head that you take off.
Yeah.
It's like
You'll
you
be
got
in, like,
to your eyebrows.
bedroom.
So there's if you want to walk on the wild side, our animal print warmers are reduced. These used to be premium warmers at €41. They're now back down to 36, which I love because it just shows there actually are hand printed on as well, but take less work. And then we have the top of the range in terms of premium warmers. Now the one I want to draw your attention to in the premium warmers is the lace warmer. Now, a lot of you will know that lace decor has become huge, and we actually send, I don't know if it's our picture or another picture, but we actually took pictures of what was cool in terms of home trends, and I remember sending a picture of a light shade with lace on it. I'm sure lots of others did, but then we got this light shade, this warmer. This is brand new this season. The way this is produced, and there is a video which we can find on YouTube, we take the base warmer, which is one of these ones, slightly bigger, and then we take a piece of lace. Like you would hide behind the curtains, lace curtains.
Yeah.
Isn't that, what's that book that was written about delving?
No, it's Valley of the Squinting Windows.
Valley of the Squinting Windows. That warmer makes me think of the famous Irish book, Valley of the Squinting Windows, where everybody's hiding behind. Watching you through your net curtains. I loved net curtains. We have them blinds now, so people can see me but the net curtains. So we have net curtains, cut them up, and then what they do is they sit the warmer and then they turn it and they paste on, using clay and a brush, they paste on a long piece of lace around it, and then they cut it and trim it. So when you look at that, you'll see that there's actually a seam in the back of it. And then we do the same for the lid. And this must take, it took her about a minute to do it. You remember the generation game where you get to do several different things and then see if you could do it? That would have been a generation game for me, and it would have been a mess. So I'm looking at these people thinking, they're so skilled. So she cuts it all up and then she pastes it with clay, and then they go into the kiln by the hundreds. And in the firing process, all of the lace is burnt away. So all that you're left with is the image. And that's why everyone is unique. There are no two the same. And I just love it. You can already see how that lace pattern is showing through. So imagine in your bedroom or boudoir. If anybody has a boudoir, since having kids I don't. But how pretty that would look. Or if you have that kind of room. So the lace warmer is gorgeous. It's a premium warmer. But I think for the money it's absolutely brilliant. And there's another warmer I want to show you guys because I'm all about value. We don't have the cream one in, but I have to say it's one of our best sellers. We have this little guy here, which is the Ebony Cube. Now with these, you get to pick a free cover, which I like because the covers are worth $6.25. But these are interchangeable. And I know you guys all like your bling. This goes down very well here. These are interchangeable covers, they're magnetic. So you just pick the cover you want and you pop it on. And then come Christmas time, we'll release some special limited edition Christmas ones so you can change your warmer for Christmas. Same with this guy, we get Christmas covers, which then put all in shadow, and I have a beautiful one which is like all Christmas baubles and says joy. Which is funny because when you have Christmas, joy after having Christmas is the last word I'm thinking of. I'm just like, and it's brilliant because I get to put it back in the box for next year, so it's always good fun. So these I think are really good value for money because we now get to do them on the reduced price deal. You get to pick a cover that suits you. So the bling ones, or maybe you want a bit of art and you want one of our limited edition Van Gogh ones. We have the rights to reproduce those 3 particular prints. If you like that, the blossoming tree looks lovely because the light comes through it and it is super pretty. So those are the gallery warmers, which are premium warmers. Then if you like your top of the range warmer, I like this one because this one you can take off, you can, if your budget is you want to build up, you can buy this as a deluxe warmer. So you can get this, the deal comes in around €48.50 with 3 bars, and I'll explain the deal after. But the nice thing is that you can have the look, but then when you're bored of it and you want to change it, you can buy a cover for it for €14.50, and all the covers are handmade, and this is the butterfly one. So my mum has, hopefully she's not watching, has one of these in the house, and next time I just want to send her a little gift, she can have the little butterflies because she collects butterflies. And I just think that's really cool, is that you can either buy it here and now, or you can work up to doing it. So those are so that is the top of the range one. As I may have mentioned, all of them come with a 3-year warranty. It doesn't cover this bit. If you smash this bit, you need to get a new one, but Caroline will be able to get them. And even on the old models that we stopped selling 3 or 4 years ago, we have a stock of these. But what it means is if the lights go out, if the base stops working, if something goes wrong with it, we will replace it free of charge for 3 years. And that includes the shipping to your door, not to Caroline's, and then she makes you come out and pick it up. And I think personally as a consultant that's fabulous, because I can stand behind my product and I am never worried that you're parting with 40, 50, 60 euros, which to me is still a lot of money, and something goes wrong with it and I'm like, oh, I can say that you're getting value for money if something goes wrong. 3 years to cover a product for is phenomenal. So,
Yeah.
you know, I love it.
Can I just also say, Alexandra,
Yes.
that there was one girl who said to me she has a small child, and since she started walking, she loved her candles, but since she started walking, she doesn't want to light candles anymore. She's afraid. So I was saying to her, I only realised when I was going to bed one night and I had everything turned off, that this was just, the whole ceiling was lit up. This one here, of these lovely, like starlight colours and stuff. And it was like, I've called the girls, come in, have a look. I got all excited. I was saying it would be ideal for even for a child's room as a night light or anything like that. Yeah,
You know, they are absolutely, and hopefully, you know, later on, because it's summer now, we don't get to show these off as much in the summer, but in the winter, you have to be careful as the consultant. You have to say to everybody, now I'm going to turn the lights off and don't move, because you just turn the lights out on everybody. They think it's one of those keys in the bowls party or something, or they end up moving and falling over and wine everywhere and upset customers. So I do warn them first. So if the lights suddenly go out, don't worry, just look at the warmers and don't move till I put them back on again. So that is the Scentsy products. Does anybody have any questions on the candles, how the product works, or anything, or did I just cover everything? Questions, anybody? But you can ask me anything.
You've covered everything.
Wait, 3 years and I finally managed. Woohoo! That's what you're aiming for. No. If you come up with any questions and you kind of didn't want to shout them out first, ask me. And the same goes for in terms of if you actually want to know what it's like to be a Scentsy consultant, or you're thinking about for someone else. If there's a question you want to ask, like, hey, how much do you earn? You don't want to shout it out in front of everybody. You can come up and you can ask me, or you can ask Caroline in private. So, or you know, like, where's your next holiday? Mexico. We're already planning the sombreros, aren't
Yes, and tequilas.
we? Yeah, because this is Scentsy trips. You normally everything's paid for, including a partner if you earn it for a partner, which is very nice. And you can take anybody, so you don't have to take your husband or better half. I do, because he's part of my business. But most Scentsy holidays, alcohol's not included, except for Mexico, because it's all inclusive.
Very good.
If anybody Scentsy is watching this video, I don't drink. So this little guy who's sat here, because I'm going to show up shortly, because I have a low attention span. So, and it's Friday night, you just want to smell. I just want to show you this little guy. Scentsy fragrance does for all ages. if you have little people, like our little daughter Thea is having a warmer in her nursery because it's safe, and we're going to put newborn nursery, because you can mix these fragrances. You can actually put one cube of one and one of another and make different scents. We can talk about that later. I'm putting the lavender and the newborn nursery. You mix a cube of each and it's called Sweet Dreams, and it really does work. So you can have them in kids' nurseries, but if you don't want to do that, another great way when they're old enough is these Scentsy buddies, and these are very cute. They come all boxed up, and the boxes have little carry handles, and they all have a little adoption certificate, and you can adopt them online and play lots of games. It's very cute. You can go and adopt yours later. And we have a small range of the bears, and they're very cuddly and gorgeous. Whoops, Bramble's fur keeps getting caught in the... There we go. The beauty of these is these in the back, scent packs. These are child safe, which means that was a child to eat them, the child would be okay. I would say if your child is eating a scent pack, it might not be okay. But they're perfectly safe. They're made, we only have a selection, and the reason we only have a small selection of about 20 fragrances is in Europe we can't pass all the fragrances because they're not ingestible. But Honeymoon Hideaway is. I'm going to pass this round because I want you to smell.
I love that one, it's gorgeous.
It's like some sort of sweets that people have their little sort of bubbly gum type.
What sweet is that? We're all going to be down in sweet shop.
Yeah, it's lovely.
So you can pass that round, but it is...
and how many of those do you have? How many of those
Something
different fragrances for those types?
we have about 18 to 20. I think there might be 18 currently. I have heard about Honeymoon Hideaway in terms of the wax.
Gummy bears or something.
Yeah.
No, I've smelt that wax in a tester, and I have never been wowed, but I love that. Those packs are actually €8.25, but you can buy them for your car. They are a great car fragrance, and you can also put them in suitcases and things like that.
Or into your drawers, your clothes.
Drawers, and when they run out, or you think they've run out of fragrance, you cut the bag and you stick them in your Hoover bag. My goodness me, does it make your Hoover smell good. And finally, you can also break the pack and put it in the bottom of a bin, underneath where you put your bin liners. So there you go, that fragrance pack has a very, very long life, from teddy bear to bin, even stinky bin out. But you just pop the scent pack in the back of the little bear, zip him up, and these again are all health and safety tested and all that. So they're perfectly okay for little peoples. And you just do it up, and there you go, and you can cuddle it. And because you know what happens when you cuddle people, they get warm, you get warm, and what happens when you warm fragrances, because it starts to come through, and it's just lovely. And the number of these, and because they're like raggedy bears, the number of these that get dragged around. And we see kind of pictures of ones where kids have had them for... So those are your Scentsy buddies. They are really super cute and great gifts as well, I think. So they are for the little people.
A lot of new babies in my life in the last couple of months.
Well, this is it. And these are your choices.
For something different.
That's it, and these are your choices. Now, I happen to say I say for little people, but my mother has, the froggy isn't here, but my mum collects frogs and loves butterflies. She's all into gardens and stuff. And she has a ribbit. What was his name? We've retired him now. But she has a ribbit, and she loves him. And baby Thea has the Robert the lion, the tiny
owl
little
one's
one.
lovely, so.
Oh, Clippy Owl!
Yeah,
We sold out of. He's just come back in again, so he's fab. So there's a small treat. But if you know somebody that's kind of cow mad, they're great. For the list of scent packs, whoops.
I love owl ones.
Yeah, owl ones.
Surrounded by owls.
If you guys like the scent packs and you're thinking, yeah, I could probably quite like those for my drawers, my cars, and my bin. There is a full list of what we do in the scent packs as well. Not suitable for sticking on radiators and stuff like that, because the idea is that it's an oil coated, and if you heat the oil too much, it's just going to evaporate and go, and that's it. So not for radiators. We probably get a few hours out of them, and that's it. You've cooked them to death. So. Oh yes, and finally, you see, Scentsy keep adding products on, and it makes it every time you have to talk more and more. Scentsy is great because now we've decided to release a range of body care products. I happen to use their body care products, and I am going to get this Honeymoon Hideaway, which is in this bear. I'm going to get it in the shower gel because I think it's going to Bam. He's going to fancy me when I'm wearing that. We do hand cream. We do the body spray, €9.50. Comes in one of those pump action things, so it's not one of those ozone killing, kills the world can things. So I kind of like that because it's quite green. The bottles are €9.50. They're absolutely brilliant. They last and last and last, and they come in the best fragrances. So I need to get some of that honeymoon hideaway in that as well. So from the products I've used, I would genuinely recommend all of the Layers range. It's actually, yes, it is more expensive, but we do use a top quality shea butter. The products are on a par with the stuff that you would buy at Clarins. You're thinking of Clarins level products and above. These are not your bargain basement boots products, and I'm a user of the bargain basement boot products, but these are your kind of Clarins quality, but they are not at those prices. They're actually lower. So in terms of those products, I can recommend every single one now from that product range. We have a hand cream here, so I'm going to pass this one around. The hand creams are great because they're a great price point, €7.25. I'm going to let you try the hand creams, and they come in all the best fragrances, and it's nice if you have a particular fragrance. We do these fragrances here, so they come in our best sellers. I'm going to let you try these because you can see how well it goes in. These have an antiperspirant on them, and for nurses, these go great for the nurses. If you know anybody that's a nurse and you want to get them a gift, because it doesn't leave that, that residue where everyone dreams out your hand. But second of all, they are actually anti-sweaty, and that's lovely because it has that antiperspirant inside them. Something we don't even advertise, but we just...
People for me, because I work in a restaurant and we're all crazy for hand creams, we're always washing our hands.
There you go.
Plates and your hands are all oily.
And you're going to love the hand soaps as well. And they are really good prices, and because the product is a quality product, it lasts. When you buy your cheaper products, you go through 3 times as much. So those are the Layers range. You can purchase all of those this evening in the savings. So I am going to cut to the chase, and it's nice, isn't it? Luna is one of our absolute best-selling bars. Now, I know some of you guys are huge candle fans, and you will use very well-known brands. Scentsy has many of the same fragrances available as the very well-known brands. And the price point, of course, is our bars are $6.25 and last probably 3 to 4 times longer. So if there are particular bars or fragrances that you like when you come up to the smelling table and you're getting a bit stuck, come and ask me, because I may be able to recommend things that I would say, have a smell of this because you might like this. And prices. Tonight, Caroline can do special offers because we get what's called double packs, where you buy 2 warmers and 6 bars. We'd love you to buy 2 warmers and 6 bars, every single one of you, but we understand everybody's on a budget, so we're going to split the packs in half. So Caroline's banking that she's going to be able to match up the packs, and that's going to save each person €6.25 straight off, which is a good saving. Then you are all getting free shipping because it's all going to come into Caroline, and she's going to then divvy it up, so that saves everybody €10. You can buy direct from the website. She has a website. And you can send gifts to other people across Ireland and the UK and so on. But that comes with the shipping cost. So it's great that Caroline can absorb that shipping cost and get it for everybody. So prices. Start with the bottom end, but I have to genuinely say some of the cutest warmers. That Carey warmer, that I need to get one in because this doesn't do it justice. The blue in this teal duck egg blue is just gorgeous, and if you have that in your decor, it is really quite kitsch and quirky. It's very, very cute. You should get one, and like with the little rim, it's so cute. So these guys, including 3 bars, because we say you need to swap and change your fragrances. There is no point me selling it with 1, because you're going to come back after a week and tell us it doesn't work, and we're just going to say you need to swap and change your fragrances. And I've been selling them for 3 years, so I know what I'm talking about. So with 3, these are $43.50. They should be $40, $50 something. I can't do sums because it's late on a Friday night. So these are $43.50. So that gets you your warmer and your 3 wax bars. Your 3 wax bars if you're a fragrance head like me, even I struggle to get through them. How long have you had you've had, how old's this?
Well, no, the one,
Only
I've
used
only
one
used
cube.
one cube since, when did it arrive? Thursday?
I would say two, yeah, I would
No,
say
Wednesday.
2 to 3 months. I have customers that buy 6 packs every 2 months or so, but mainly because I do them on special offers and they're kind of like, have some more, and they're like, I've got a drawer full, yeah, but get some more because they're cheap. So with 3 bars, they're going to last you 2 to 3 months of fragrance, and that's by using them constantly every day, 24/7. But remember, you can switch them on and off as well, so that's the beauty of them. So $43.50. Then we come to the deluxe model. There is a huge range in the deluxe section. There is some absolute cuties. We've got Father's Day coming up. There are some Superman fragrances. Now you'll all be thinking, all the men like the Scentsy man fragrances. Men don't. Men are difficult. The women like the smell of Simply Irresistible and Suit and Tie and Hot and Sexy Man. Johnny Depp fragrances. Still can't believe that. So they love those fragrances. Men actually really quite simple. They like anything that makes their house not smell like a cesspit, and they don't care. If the woman coming into the house likes the fragrance, they know they're on a winner if they're of a dateable age.